Shlump.
Hello everybody, Shlump here, and while today's video is about another game on Steam Deck that doesn't perform as well as it should, I think the negativity in this video is going to be directed more towards the actual game itself and not so much the Steam Deck, because it seems that it's this port of Forza Horizon 4 on Steam Deck on Steam that is the problem, and not the actual Steam Deck hardware. So what I mean by that is, this game came out a few years ago, like 2018, and for a good while it was only on the Microsoft Store on Windows if you want to play it on PC. But then in 2021 they released this game on Steam, and the Steam version has gotten some flack because it's kind of inferior compared to the Microsoft Store version, which kind of defeats the purpose of it coming to Steam when you might as well just buy it on Game Pass anyways with the Microsoft Store. Because why you might want to do that is that the game runs significantly worse on Steam compared to the Microsoft Store. You can run it with much weaker hardware using the Microsoft Store version. And the Steam one seems to have a lot of stutters due to it, like the way it interacts with internet, something complicated like that. But the way it like checks if you're online or not causes a lot of stutters, which is super annoying because I really just play this game by myself. I don't do like the online stuff. So I always hate it when offline single player games, you're not playing multiplayer with other people, make you do internet stuff. That's always annoying. And that seems to be a problem here, and it's causing a whole lot of stutters, as you can see on the screen right now. Even when we do hit 60 FPS, it's not a flat line there in the top left on the frame rate graph. That's what we want, but instead we're getting all these stutters and hitches, and it ends up looking pretty jittery in motion and not smooth at all. So that's one of the problems. And problem number two is that the game's rumble using the Xbox One controller is not as good as the Microsoft Store versions. That version is pretty sophisticated in terms of what the Xbox One controller rumble can do. It's probably like the most impressive example of Xbox One controller rumble, but the Steam version lacks a lot of that. The rumble no longer feels like it does on the Microsoft Store version of the game, and in general there's just a whole lot less of it. So that's really annoying too, and there is a fix for it online that I tried on a normal Windows 11 PC, so not the Steam Deck, but a much more powerful computer, and I tried that fix, and while it does make it slightly better, it's still not as the same as it was on Microsoft Store. That's also another big annoying problem with the Steam port. And a third one, which isn't really a problem for me, but might be for a lot of other people, is that the game does not support steering wheels. So you can't play this game with steering wheel plugged into your PC like you might do on the Microsoft Store version. Which, like, why they just don't have these basic features in the game that was already in the game in the first place, but they just took it out, either purposely or accidentally, just by like negligence. It's really frustrating, especially when the game is usually pretty expensive on Steam. I did buy it on sale, but most of the time it's still $60 on Steam, even when Forza Horizon 5 is out. So I think this is a very disappointing port, and it shows on the Steam Deck, because right here I'm doing 40 Hz refresh rate, so we're getting 40 FPS because it's V-synced. And even though the game can run it at 40 FPS, we're still getting these stutters here, which results in it not being smooth and not as enjoyable of an experience as it should be. So it kind of just ruins the game on Steam Deck. And so I tried everything I could in this video to get this game running at a smooth frame rate. I tried all those graphics, 60 FPS, not good enough, still stutters. And then I tried 40 FPS, 40 Hz, still stutters. And then I tried, I just switched here right now, FSR with 40 FPS, and you still get stutters. So it's really not a good time on Steam Deck. Hopefully it can be better in the future, but I don't think it will be, because the problems I mentioned with the Steam port of this game, they've been around since the beginning, and it's been over a year now, and the developers have acknowledged some of them, but they haven't actually done anything about them. So yeah, this game, don't buy it on Steam Deck. I bought it to test on the Steam Deck, and I regret it. Now at least I get to make a video out of it, but I'm assuming most people watching this video are not making Steam Deck videos on the games they buy for the Steam Deck. So if you do buy this on the Steam Deck, it's not going to be worth it. You're going to be annoyed that you bought it. So don't buy the game on Steam Deck. If you do want to play this game on PC, you're going to have to get the Microsoft Store version on much more powerful hardware. There's no way that I know to get the Microsoft Store version on here. Theoretically, if Forza Horizon 4 was to run on the Steam Deck, taking full advantage of the Steam Deck hardware and not being limited to the poor optimizations of the lackluster Steam port of this game, then I would say it would be able to run at least as well as it does on Xbox One, if not better. Granted, it's still at 800p, of course. But unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in. That's not reality. This is what we actually get here. This is the end product. And it's not as good as I would hope it to be. It's definitely playable, but it's not really like acceptable. I think there's a big difference there. So that's what Forza Horizon 4 on the Steam Deck is like. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more Steam Deck videos just like this one. Most people who watch my videos are not actually subscribed, so if you're watching my videos, then why not subscribe? It's free, and if you do end up regretting it later on, you can always unsubscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Steam Deck video.